do you have?
Oh, what don't I have? I'm tired.
No, have you had your coffee yet?
I'm trying. I'm almost done with my first one. I don't know how well it's going to work, though. It might just perk me up for like 10 minutes, and then I'll crash hard.
Right. Well,
But
I'll just be
like it's usually.
Stay perked up for this, and then you can go to bed.
All right. Hello. 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 I don't know.
Trying something new.
There's an echo in here, apparently.
Yeah.
Welcome to On the Lamb podcast. I'm Tamu.
You're tired, Tamu. I'm NalediS.
I'm trying to be perky. Not working.
I'm quite perky, so I can be perky for the both of us.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome back, or welcome. Thanks for stopping by, San Diego. What's crack-a-lackin'?
For me?
Also, I feel like enthusiasm has dropped slightly because we've already been talking for like way too many. Usually just press record, ramble about nothing, and then go, yeah, we should probably actually get this thing started.
What we were talking about before was absolutely nothing knitting related, so you'll never see what we were talking about. Actually, let's ask people, how do you talk about race things with your children? That's what we were talking about. Completely unknitting related.
Actually, sort of sparked by somebody's post that was really, actually, I found really funny. That meme that was, I have dogs instead of
right.
I'd rather ruin my carpet than my life. It's like, it's kind of true. Anyways.
And then I was like, no, because children will eventually pick up their own duties.
Except when they're in the backyard and on the climber and they're like, Mom!
Oh no!
Mom's pooped on the climber! Like, define again.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Wait, what do you mean again? Yeah. Where was the first one? Hilarious. I love your kids.
They are like 50% smart, intelligent young men and 50% wild frickin' animals. Might as well have a zoo. Oh man, the stories I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
yes, back to knitting. So this is a knitting podcast.
Mostly
knitting.
Yarn.
That's what we come here to talk about. Whatever happens here.
Whatever happens.
Is unplanned. We are real life sisters in Ontario, Canada. It's winter right now. Very winter. Tamu is an aspiring and coming up knitting designer.
I wouldn't say aspiring because I have patterns.
Well, that's why I said coming up. That's why I changed to coming up knitting designer. Yeah. Aspiring famous designer.
Oh, I don't know about famous.
Yeah, I know.
I would just like to make like some sort of regular income from it.
Right.
I don't really feel like I need to go to knitting events and have people be like, I know who you are.
Yeah. That's funny because I keep thinking that too. Like, I would like to come in and make like an income out of this too. Like making an income out of your hobby and like that I can be with my kids too. But then I think about that because thankfully like Christy Glass will talk about that or the Grocery Girls have or whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't want that at all. Like I want to be like in the community where I know people. I got to chat like back and forth 2 times with Lavanya Patricella. And I was like, this is nice. Like I don't even know where she is right now.
Yeah.
But I got to like ask her a question about the sweater she was wearing in a picture. And then she responded back. And there was like a very small chat back and forth. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to be like famous for anything. No. Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, and I am Tamu's test knitter. Yay!
And / pattern editor, and a little bit getting into photography.
Yeah, true.
It's now turning into like a family business, apparently.
Apparently, that's awesome. It's nice. Again, it's nice to be connected with other people and to share things.
I feel like sometimes it's easier than like we know each other so well. Like it's not, there's no like awkwardness and figuring stuff out. Like there's a bit of figuring stuff out, but we don't have to go through that like working out the kinks phase and trying to get you to understand the way that I communicate or the way that I do something. Like you pretty much, like I can just kind of hand you things and be like, all right, figure it out. And then we talk regularly enough. It's not like we have to hunt each other down. Like,
yeah,
it's just easy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's more enjoyable. I mean, not more enjoyable. Never had any other business partner for my knitting, but just it's enjoyable because we talk all the time. So
yeah.
Now I don't have to carve out time to talk to someone else.
Right. Exactly. All those things.
Yeah.
What's next? We don't really need to talk about what we're wearing, do we? Or do you want to say briefly?
We can mention that. I mean, we both worn these on episodes before, but I'm sure people don't want to have to scan back through 11 episodes to try and figure them out. You are wearing, actually it's this way, you are wearing
right, we're gonna do that again.
Oh my goodness, it like messes me up because it's on the screen. You are over here, but when I watch it back, then you're over there, and then I'm like, people think I'm nuts because I'm pointing at nothing going, you are wearing Lemon Bang, I believe is the pattern by, I think she pronounces it Tega Hilliard.
Oh, right.
Hilliard. It's on Ravelry, so just find Lemon Bang or find my project page. I can't recall what the yarn was because it was from it might have been from a Fibre share.
All different.
Super bulky, rainbowy fun. And I'm wearing my, I want to say a different pattern. Business in the front. Cowl. So it has like this spine detail up the back. In Cricket Kitchen yarns. Worsted weight, Fireline is the colorway. It's not necessarily meant to be a striping pattern, but because of the way the pattern grows from the top to the bottom, it just pools the dark parts together, and I thought it looked really cool.
The one yarn reminds me of the thing I was wearing last week.
Sorry?
One of the yarns you got striped in there, the darker.
They're both by the same dye. They're both floras, but like that pattern that you were wearing and this are both by the same dyer, but this is only one colorway. This is only Fireline. I think when it was in a skein, it was like half the skein was dark, or not quite half the skein was the dark color. So that's why, like, when the rows were shorter, you get shorter lines of the dark color. But then as the rows got longer, the dark colors, like, you can actually see it's like, it's not a stripe. It's like a spiral almost, because the way they stack together.
Right. Yeah, it's so awesome.
So it was really cool. Like, as I was knitting it, at first I was like, oh, I thought it was going to stay like this the whole way. And I was like, well, that's beautiful. But then it's like, you could start to see like where there's like, part of the row, and then it would overlap by a few stitches. And
that worked out perfectly.
So I was like, yeah, I could not have I wouldn't have predicted it, and nor did I plan it. But I was like, I just really love how it looks.
Cool.
Quite excited by it. And I was worried that it would like badly obstruct the spine, having like the color in there, but I don't mind it. I know some people are really diehard on the like lace with less colorful yarns, or like more solidly colored yarns, so you can just see the lace. And I mean, if it was like a very big lace or something, maybe. But I just enjoy working lacy patterns. I mean, the spine's on the back anyways. You only really see it if I spread it all the way out. So I'm like, I don't care they can't see it as well because the color, because I'm like, half the time you can't see it because my hair anyways.
Right.
Anyways, I like enjoyable knits that are wearable, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that like you can just see everything all the time.
Yeah.
Not everybody feels that way, but that's how I feel. Anyways.
Only my banal breeze. That's it.
Very monogamous of you.
Very monogamous. I don't even want to look at a sock. It's funny because I asked you the other day, I'm like, do you have a timeline for your flamingo leg warmers? Thankfully you said no, because I was like, good, I don't want to knit it right now. I just want, like, I know that like next week I'll be wearing my banal breeze, and I just want, I have that end in sight, and I want to have it on my body. Yeah, and that's, I guess, it's not the only thing I'm thinking about. I'm like knitting my banal breeze because it's not interesting enough to like keep my attention.
Yeah.
I'm shopping for all the yarn. Yeah. Almost made so many yarn purchases because I'm like, it gives me space to like plan what other things I want to do.
Yeah.
And that mountain of like the growing mountain of yarn that sits beside me while I knit is not apparently enough to like keep my attention. So yeah. I'm like, what do you think about fisherman's wool last night? Because I'm like, I need to make a less expensive yarn purchase and for a sweater quantity. Which reminds me, this is like really, really, really quick. For the one that I was going to use for the cocoon wrap.
Yeah.
What yarn is this? Cascade
Eco Wool. I think one of them is like the Eco Wool line, and then the other one is like Eco Plus or something like that.
Oh, okay.
They're obviously 100% wool. Those two are in their like undyed. I think actually, sorry, the Plus is the dyed line, and the just Eco Wool is undyed. So they're just natural colors.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they look like the same as the fisherman's wool, but why would the other one be more scratchy?
Because the quality of the wool used to make the yarn.
Okay.
So like, you can buy wool from 100 different sources, and some could be like feel like a Brillo pad or feel like sandpaper. It's so scratchy. And then other ones could be soft enough that they go to your skin, like that they can go against your skin. It's like a combination of like breeds, flocks, micron counts. So like, I think you've watched something before, didn't you? Watch someone's podcast or something where they were talking about like the micron count of wool. So like when they look at it really close up, it's like the thickness of the strands of the actual like fiber or the hair or whatever. I think, but I could be wrong. My memory's not the greatest.
I just remember I watched the lady talking about the superwash process.
Yeah.
And she was talking about like the scaliness of wool.
Yeah, and that's part of it, but I don't know. They measured the softness using a micron count, and I can't think off the top of my head what micron actually means, but I just know that's like the higher the number, the softer the wool will be. I think. I could be opposite. Whatever. Micron count is important. That's how they measure the softness. So just wool, without being treated, without being dyed, without really being processed too much, can be very, like, you can just have very different softnesses. So my guess would be Lion Brand, because they're like a commercial brand and are producing like high volumes of yarn. And I mean, fisherman wool, for me, the name alone makes me think of like a scratchy, woolly, sheepy sweater that somebody would wear when they're going out fishing on a boat. So it doesn't need to be soft because it's not like a fashion item, it's a function item. You know, like same with like that Lopi wool, when you see people with like those really Icelandic colorwork sweaters or really cable-y sweaters, that I'm like, that wool is meant to be worn like as a coat almost, you know, like over top of other clothes, not as like a soft shawl that you want to pet near your face. So
well, that's what I was thinking. I just want like a sweater blanket.
Yeah. So you might like, and it depends on like how sensitive your skin is. Some people
can feel it through like another shirt.
Yeah. I have definitely had sweaters, even commercially purchased sweaters. Well, only commercially purchased sweaters because I don't knit a ton of sweaters. I don't have a ton of knit sweaters. There was this sweater that I had that Dad got me at the Gap. It was like a rainbow striped sweater. They come out with this color combo every couple of years. But it was just like a long sleeve. I think it was like wool and something, but I can't remember what the something was, if it was acrylic or whatever. And it wasn't even that high of a percentage of wool. But at that point, and it could be just because of like allergens and stuff, my skin was so sensitive that through a long sleeve shirt, I would get hives because I'd be like, my skin would just be reacting to that feeling of the scratchiness. And like once I took it off, like within 10 or so minutes, my skin would come down. I couldn't wear it. Like I tried a few times. And I was like, I literally can't wear this even when it's not touching my skin directly. It was the weirdest thing.
I'm just surprised because I was looking at the wool the yarn on Ravelry and looking at the project people have made, there's like a lot of hats and stuff.
I feel like some people don't feel it though.
Right.
And maybe they've changed fisherman wool, because I have some fisherman wool in my stash that I bought for dyeing / felting. Like I was like, oh, I'll over dye it, because it was like the skeins were on clearance for like super cheap, and they're like big skeins, the ones that I have. So I was going to dye it and then felt something with it, because it is like feltable wool.
Yeah.
And I just never did. But maybe since then they've refined it and come out with one that's softer. I don't know. I haven't.
I just don't. I won't take the risk though.
And I would, if it were me, I wouldn't spend the money to order it online, because you can get it at Michael's if you can make a trip to a Michael's in the near future. Like when you're down here, we can always.
Okay, maybe I'll go, maybe when I come down, and now I can just like go and look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, and see what else there is, because there might be something else that's like a better, like Patons. Like if you want something that's wool, Patons makes a wool that is softer and would be good for like a sweater. Yeah, in my opinion, it would be like a wearable sweater,
right,
for the most part. Like I don't know if I would wear it next to my skin, but it definitely, I don't think I would wear it on my skin. And I've used it. I used it for baby booties at one point. And it wasn't like, you know, in my opinion, super scratchy. Anyways, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you whipping on?
Oh, I know. I was going to show you too. I wore my other crocheted welly socks.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember these ones?
Nope.
How do you not remember these? I feel like I definitely showed them to you before. You weren't back on the knitting bug, so you didn't commit it to memory.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I'm not interested in something, I'm like, I don't even hear you right now. They're cute.
I'm trying to remember what the colorway was called. I have to check my Ravelry. I'll put it on the screen, because I definitely have it in my Ravelry. It was something where whatever the word is, if you look up the definition, it's something about swearing. And I was like, yes.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken. What I love about interesting dye combos. Actually, it was kind of dyed similar to this, where it was like a chunk of the skein was the darker purple. I love when colorways pool in interesting ways. So I'm like,
yeah,
both cuffs. I ended up actually knitting the cuffs one after the other, just to make sure that they would match.
Okay.
But when we got to like the leg, I could not tell you why one pooled in a stack and one pooled in a spiral.
Yeah.
No idea why that would have happened, other than like just a slight difference in tension after knitting or crocheting one and going to the other. And then I just striped in. I think the
okay.
I think this purple color is Madeline Tosh Tiny Twists, and I can't remember what the gray was. It was probably just something left over in my stash. Yeah. And then same with when you got down to the foot. Stacked in a stripe. And then stacked in a spiral.
Yeah.
Like it's so strange to me, but I'm like, it just makes them like very interesting.
They're cute. Yeah.
Anyways, I really love them. They're so squishy and warm. Put them back on. Okay, what am I working on? What am I not working on?
Oh, really?
I will show things that I've already shown. So my banana is off. Just the first side is off.
Awesome.
And I don't think we actually like talked about this, but I was looking ahead in the pattern, because I was trying to figure out, I'm like, why am I binding off the middle front and the middle back if I'm going to have to put them together? Because I'm like, because the direction you're knitting, like in towards the center, I'm like, why wouldn't you just Kitchener the middle? Like, I get that some people don't like Kitchener, but I was like, I'm just going to, instead of binding them off and having to seam it, which is never going to be, my seaming anyways, it's never going to be like a super clean line. I was like, I'm just going to Kitchener them together at the end. So I had already bound off the first side when I had this revelation. So I'll just pick it out when I'm ready to do it. And then that's why those are on live stitches, but I can wear it now.
Yeah, and thankfully you said that to me, because
I tried to try it on.
What?
I said I could wear it now. The last time I tried to try it on, the stitches were coming off the needle, and I was like, no.
Yeah. Cute. It's really blowing out a lot, so it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's like that. It's very sunny outside today, so
yeah,
I'm putting a lot of. There you go, a little bit. So I got Grace from. She's now Bay Street Yarns, and then the purpley bluey pinky color is Twilight from Hannah Made It or Hannah Florian on Instagram.
I just love how differently, different striping and different colors and different yarn makes something look so different. Like it just has like. You would wear it for a different occasion than I would wear mine, I feel like.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'd wear yours on a boat. That's what I picture.
I'm picturing more like every day, like.
I know, no. But you
out and abouting and going
at like a Miami 5-0 themed party.
Hawaii 5-0, you mean?
Hawaii 5-0.
I was like, something's not right about this Miami 5-0 show you're referencing. Anyways, and I was going to show, well, we already seen it, but using my twill and print.
It's awesome because I have did you know that I have mine on?
Yeah.
Project? Okay.
I did. My twill and print Progress Keeper on here. These were the ones that I got NalediS for Knitmas, so we each have one now. So I'm warm. She's fuzzy.
I have a fuzzy, inappropriate fuzzy update. No longer fuzzy.
Is that what that sound was before?
No, yeah, Jason.
You left the room to shear yourself.
Pinned me down and was shearing me like a sheep. I'm kidding.
Look, I've had enough.
No, we went swimming. That's all. Actually, no. Before that, even I had too many days in a row of trying to wear leggings and was very uncomfortable.
Reasons to shave your leg. Number 1, I want to wear leggings, and it's pulling my leg hair.
I need to show off my pin, and I keep whatever. I don't need to keep showing it.
Okay, and I want to show you this pin that
Is that also twill and print?
No, this is from Pixel Paper Hearts. Can you read it?
No.
It's like F//K.
Oh, okay.
When I show you my next project, so I had these 4 skeins of DK weight yarn that I had purchased from Crooked Kitchen. I think they might be the first yarns that I had bought from Laura. And I was like saving them because I'm like, someday these will be a sweater. And I can't remember, they were a one-of-a-kind colorway, dark dimension or something. They're like dark gray, medium dark gray with like black and whatever speckles. And I put them in this project bag thinking, someday these will be a sweater, but I'll just save them in here so I know they're all together. And then there's a few things that have been in my craft room that I'm like, I know this is in here somewhere, but I cannot figure out where I left it. And then I pull out this bag because I was like, one, I wanted to use the bag for something else, and then I wanted to move the yarn to go with something else that's on my Make 9 list. And in the project bag, for some reason, I had stuck this pin that I bought like a year ago and that crochet hook that surprised me with for my birthday like a couple years ago. That I have been looking for like a year and a half. And I thought it was like, I knew it was probably in a project bag, but I assumed it was in a project bag that I used to hold a crochet project. So I was like looking in certain bags. I'm like, it's got to be in my craft room somewhere. Searching. Open up this bag and I'm like, why in the world did I stick this stupid hook in this bag? I'm like, thank God it's not lost. I was so happy to have found it. But I'm like, why was it in this bag of all places? Like, I didn't even use that bag to hold a project. It was literally just holding this yarn. I was like, frick. Like sometimes my brain sometimes I'm really smart and I put things in really smart and thoughtful places. And other times I'm like, I'll remember where this is. Shove.
I love when I am like, I'm gonna put this in a really thoughtful place. So this is such a smart plan, and then it's like such an odd spot though that I'm like, damn it, I don't remember. Like an hour later.
Well, it's like on that day there was some organizational strategy that worked in my brain, or I was just like, I have too many things in my hands. I need to put this somewhere so I can get it into the room. And then it was like, it literally was just in my closet this whole time, and it was like driving me crazy. Like I didn't want to tell Steve that I couldn't find it because I felt really bad. Anyways, cute.
No, and maybe it's because I have this underneath, and I'm like, that's terrible.
You look a little bit like, I'm pretty sure I had an art teacher that would have worn that. denim button up with a sweater over top.
You're saying Mrs. Shepherd? Yes.
But you just have to have like a really or clay covered apron with on, like an artist's tool belt. Yeah.
That's so funny.
You look like Miss Shep.
I need to try this on without the denim shirt. Yeah.
It's cute though. I like how with the wide back as like nailed it.
It's like a dickie, but only
it's like a hospital gown.
Right. I'm ready.
The white stripe and that bit of chevron that shows on the shoulder, like has like a 70s vibe kind of, or like.
So we could wear it to the same party then.
But I like it, like in a good way. Yeah. Like, it just has this, like old schooly, I don't know what.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I like it though.
I like it too. I really do.
Yeah.
It'll be good when it's like when I have a bit more here, and like again, I did this because I'm like, this is all gonna like tuck underneath your arms, so you're not having like a huge block of color, and I didn't want like micro stripes of purple and whatever. Anyway, so this is Pacifica Yarn Company. It's a cotton wool blend. This color is Dove, and this color is Orchid. And, so update from last week. So last week I was talking about how I had one eyelet short on the right side. So I was like, if I tried to match both sides, it's going to be an inch or two too small. And so Tammy was like, stop, swatch properly, block the swatch. I did that, and like exactly what I thought. It didn't really move. So
I was like shocked, kind of.
Yeah.
Only like just because I think like wool usually grows, cotton usually grows. Like I just like I'm fascinated, and I would love to like someone research and tell me or explain to me why it's almost like the two are inhibiting each other from growing. Like, and I'm like, why is that? Curious.
I don't know if it's also my tension.
Maybe
could very well be. Like I just don't have the capacity to do like those big. Like let my yarn relax as much as maybe some other people do. I can just, I mean, that's what I was saying too, like this way there is a good bounciness to it, but like it's this way.
Yeah.
You can just tell there's not really much movement. Like there's enough movement to like be comfortable in it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be choking me when I'm wearing it, but I just knew that when it would block. I think I'm just starting to get to know my knitting.
Yeah.
Knew it wasn't going to go very far. So it like blocked out the stitches, right? All like even. What?
It's the yarn too. Like that's.
I think it is also the yarn. Like you can just tell, like they're just not. There's just no give to it at all.
Yeah.
So.
Just fascinating.
It's very fascinating because this yarn also like it's crazy how easily you just pull it apart.
Yeah, it has really short fibers in it.
Anyhow, so. I'm knitting this totally in not the way that Stephen West wrote it, but knitting like section by section in tandem. I have all of section 4 to do for both sides, and I'm like halfway through section 3 on this side. So this puppy will be on me next week. I don't even care if it's blocked or not. I'm going to wear it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to knit something else too, but I'm still enjoying. I'm not like regretting my choice in my yarn.
Yeah.
Cotton candy. This worked so well though, because I had like a lot of frogging to do on that first half when I decided I was going to go back, and I was like, I don't have a ball winder again. Why was I thinking I didn't want to do it like a ball either? I don't know, whatever. It's like cotton candy.
It works.
It worked really well.
Yeah. Actually, I saw a really cool idea. I was watching this like YouTube video, and it was like they drew me in with the like title screen picture was somebody using something, and it looked like an eraser, but I'm sure it wasn't, to seal up cracks on their phone screen because I very recently dropped
an eraser.
It looked like an eraser, like the way they were holding it, but that's what I wanted to get to is like, what are you holding that is sealing up the cracks? Because I just dropped my and anyway, so in the process of trying to get to that part of the video, which I still didn't even get to, I watched like a whole bunch of hacks for like a whole bunch of other stuff. And one of them was, what did they take? Like, let's say a plastic water bottle, but it would need to be like same shape as a plastic water bottle, but a little bit bigger, like a disposable one. And how did they do it? They cut like the front half off the plastic water bottle. I'm trying to remember how they did it. And then like cut down and around. So made a notch, like a do not disturb sign that you would put on your hotel room door. So
right.
It's like you got like a bowl part here where the lid would go, and then a flat part coming up, and then like this loop. So then what they did was took a chair that had like slats going across the back that you would like lean onto that part.
Yes.
So they put it onto one of the slats, bent the top down, and put that do not disturb loop back around the mouthpiece of the bottle.
Okay.
And then put a ball of yarn in the bottle.
Oh.
And then put the strand of yarn down through the mouthpiece, like, or through the opening.
Right.
So it was like a yarn caddy that like stayed attached to your chair. Now, I don't love that it is sort of monogamous. Like once you put the yarn through that hole,
yes, that's what
keep it on there. But at first I was thinking too, you're going to have to keep it on the chair. But I just realized because the way they cut the loop with like a line and then it's around, you could actually take it off. So you could at least take it off the chair,
right?
And carry it around if you really wanted to. But I was like, that's like a really genius idea. I'm like, I love those kinds of things. So like stuff I would never in a million years look at a water bottle and go, I bet you I could.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you I could fill it with more water. Like, I have no creative ideas for that. I have a lot of creative ideas, but not quite like that usually.
We did a jellyfish craft last week with water bottles.
Like what? Like put ingredients in and then they stick together. It looks like a jellyfish.
No, it's a lot of plastic was harmed in the process of unfortunately, or used, I should say, not harmed, used in the process.
But it wasn't like you manufactured new plastic for it. You were recycling stuff that you already had, right?
Well, some of it we like opened up water bottles from leftover from camping. We still drank the water, but and then also produce bags from the grocery store.
Yeah.
And we don't ever take those though, so we had to we took them just for the purpose of the craft. Jason was like, I'm not doing it. I don't agree. And I was like, well, find something different another time. But I'm like, let's just at least try the craft. Because Ada saw it on a YouTube video and really wanted to make herself a jellyfish. Yeah. She's still playing with it a week later.
Yeah. Okay.
Jelly. Anyways, okay. So the water bottle, you just have an empty water bottle. You take the plastic bag, color a circle on the plastic bag. Then you lay it over a cup, pour just a couple drops of water. That's going to be the jellyfish's head. Cinch it, tie it with some dental floss, leave the strings hanging because they also look like tentacles. Mm-hmm. Snip the bag a little bit above.
Yeah.
What?
So it's not so long.
Not so long, and then cut yourself 8 or whatever, tentacles. Yeah. And then stuff that. You can't put too much water or the head won't fit into the water bottle.
Right.
Put the jellyfish in the water bottle, fill it up with water. You can put some drops of food coloring in as well to color the water a little bit, and then you can move it upside down. And the jellyfish is swimming around in the bottle. It's kind of fun.
That's really cool.
It was really cool.
Cool because it's a good craft, and then if they actually enjoy looking at it, it's like calming. I feel like it might be calming to kind of watch it drift through the water and move around. That's neat.
So Ada. This is her pet. And she this kid has the best imagination because everything becomes real. She's taking it out of the bottle. It had a bath with her. She changed the water, gave it some fresh water, put it back in. And any water that we dump out, except for the food coloring one, we used to water plants and stuff like that. Yeah. We don't just frivolously use water. As much as possible. My kids do just turn the tap on and watch it run. And I'm like, turn it off! You're wasting water.
You do the best you can.
Yeah. It's so funny because anything that I do to consciously conserve water all day long, we'll use the water from the dehumidifier to rinse dishes and stuff like that. Then the kids come and they're just you're upstairs getting changed to come down. They're just staring at the water running out of the sink, not brushing teeth or washing hands. Just I'm there goes all the water I've consumed all day long. Anyway.
Thankfully, we don't go through a lot of that. My kids like water, and only in the
all day though.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Only in the summer. In the summer, there was definitely a lot of what's that sound? wait a minute, someone's turned the hose on and go outside and they're just like, it's not like I don't want them to play in the water, but it's like when they decide they're done, they just drop the hose and walk away. I'm like, you are flooding our backyard for absolutely no reason. Anyways, okay, and then next whip. Now that we've talked about more things that are not knitting.
Is the next whip?
I feel like the life hack segment is like a good one because who doesn't like a weird, creative life hack or craft for your kids? I'm like, I love that kind of stuff.
Right.
I swore. Okay, so in my black and gold,
cute,
white and gold,
not cute. That's beautiful.
It is. Riv Creative boxy bag. One of my large boxy bags from her that I love. The only thing I will complain a little bit.
That's just carrying.
Yeah, so when you have it like zipped up, you can carry it like that, which I actually really appreciate because there's like it's kind of depending on the kind of purse that I'm carrying. Sometimes it's a little bit big, but if I am taking it somewhere, then I can like put it on my wrist, and I don't feel like taking up my hand to actually have to carry the bag. Only thing that I like realized after I got it is that because it's a box shape, sometimes it stays kind of closed. So when I'm drawing the yarn through, depending on the yarn, it can get caught on the teeth. So I have to like really consciously like fold it open, which is not impossible, but it's just I have to remember to do it. Fold it open. Anyways, using my Tannis Fibre Arts Pure Wash DK in the Luna colorway, and I think this was a dyed to order update from in October maybe, or possibly earlier than that, but I feel like it was October. I thought it was on Etsy, so I was trying to go back and look, but I think she had done a dyed to order update for all of the speckly colorways on her website. So it's like the background is like a little bit purpley, but it's kind of also natural. And there's like these like lavender, like almost like neon lavender purple speckles, a little bit of like this fluorescent green and yellow and blue, and there's some like neon pinks. I just friggin' love it. It has like this really cool glow, and I'm using it to work a test knit for Flock on the Plain. Her name's Gina. She's in the UK. She has a yarn shop and she dyes. And this is her first design. And I'm really excited to be knitting it. It is really fun knit.
Not seeing as much of the brightness in the colors though.
I think it's just the light is blowing it out. Like, it's like you see the pops of brightness. Like now that it's knit, it's like you can see the pops of brightness, but it's not, you can see the pops, but it's not like as in your face.
Yeah.
As like when it's in the skein and you see them like all really concentrated together like that. But I kind of love it for that because I feel like, you know, I could wear this to like a summer wedding and not feel like I'm wearing a neon shawl.
Right.
Like I could also just like wear it around and it's like in my head, I'm wearing a neon shawl. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this knit and I love test knitting. I think test knitting is just like a really fun and interesting way. Like it's like just a new challenge, you know? Not all test knits that I do feel like a test. like most of them have already been like very well edited and they're just like looking for, you know, a little bit of feedback from more people working it. But this one feels like a real test because it is Gina's first pattern and, you know, there's like some little kinks to work out, but nothing like major. And so it's just making it like, I actually have to like slow down and read patterns where I don't always do that very well. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. Oh yeah, and I have to show you my stitch marker. That matches perfectly.
Cute. Where's that from?
Her shop is called Yarnistry Shop. So she does that like, laser cutting.
Okay. Oh, that's like, thick plastic?
Plasticky stuff. And she also does wood ones now, and she has lots of cool stuff. She's in the UK. I had ordered 2 sets of stitch markers. I think she might have been having a sale, and that might have been why I had ordered these 2 sets. And I think I initially held on to one thinking, oh, I'll order one for me, and then I'll give one to a Fibre Share buddy down the road. Haven't done it yet. They're just too cute.
They're cute.
I just love the colors.
I like the yarn balls most, yeah.
And they just happened to be in this bag. Like another thing, I was like looking all over for these, which is probably why they never went to a Fibre Share buddy because I couldn't find them. In this bag, just like this. Why? I had no idea when I was next going to use that bag or knit from it. Anyway, so when I pulled them out and then put the yarn in, I was like, oh wait, it matches exactly. yeah, that's my next one. I just cast that on a couple of days ago. But it's just like, it's a really engaging knit. So Appologies has gotten backburnered for that instead. And then also on the back burner, wait, my chair is on the strap and I can't get it out. All right, there we go. It's like my chairs are, oh, you can't even see it. It's like my Nana's old dining set. And on the bottom of the legs, there's actually like a little metal piece that's like an inset from the leg. So when you look at the leg, you just see the wood all the way down. But if you looked at the bottom, there's this little metal. It was like hooked on that metal part. And I was like, I can't get it off. The little hopping was not working. Okay, so in my sewing shenanigans bag with my Wee Gallery fabric, I love. And I still haven't posted a picture of it side by side with a picture of the boys' rooms. I should do that at some point. I just love this bag. It's like just such like a nice giant size. In here is my Z wrap, which also has been backburnered because between that shawl and this design that I've been working on that I'm a little bit obsessed with, I have not been knitting on this at all. And I partially backburnered it because I'm feeling impending yarn doom.
Oh,
so
no, really?
I did end up swapping out the minis, so I'm not using the koi goo anymore.
Oh, this one, yeah.
I'm using the Yarn Enabler, whatever it was called, Fly Me to the Moon mini skein set. So there's like that pink one, blue one, and that one's like a little bit purpley.
Can you show me the minis?
There was this one.
The one that was not quite as bright.
That one that's like blue and purple. And the pinky one.
Yeah, okay.
And this one's like a little bit more like purple and gray. It's really hard to see that there's any purpley pinky.
Yeah.
But and there's one more that's just gray, so I'll use that.
I'm so surprised you went with that one.
Yeah, I think it's just the more I thought about it, and I was like, and having, like you said, like, you know, my banal breeze is really bright, and in a way, because of just the way I choose to dress, it can, I can't get this back where I want it. It can limit where you can wear something or where I would wear something. I'm sure there are lots of people who'd wear all sorts of really fun colors to all sorts of really amazing events, but I just like, when I dress up, then I tend to go with a little bit more of like a muted color palette or like one pop of color, but not like pop, like, you know, like a subtle pop. So that's what I was thinking, that I'm just like, if I want to be able to wear this anywhere a little dressier, I would like it a little bit more.
Right.
Anyways, I was looking at it and I'm like, man, it seems really wide. I was like, then looking at the pictures from the pattern and I'm like, I feel like mine's too wide. So I measured it because I didn't swatch because like I hardly ever swatch. I measured it and the pattern, final measurements after blocking, is supposed to be 15 inches across. That is like to here. I was like, what the heck happened? So I counted my stitches because I thought maybe my stitch count's way off. No, I'm dead on. Like, I don't know. It's just the gauge. And so now I'm like freaking out a little bit because I already knew that so the main color there is the Freya Fibers gradient cakes. Already knew that because they're only 75-gram cakes, I'm short for the main color with these. So I was going to knit like sections in the middle, kind of, all with like one of the pops color.
Right.
And so I'm like, I don't know for sure if I will, but I'm very scared. So
you do like different sections with all the pops of color, like just like.
Well, I'm definitely probably going to have to, by the end, use every single scrap of the pops, which is totally fine with me. But it's just like, I just don't know. I didn't measure these. I didn't weigh them to see or to try and figure out. I don't. Maybe it was on the label. I don't know if it said how many yards is total. That would be helpful to look at. It's 420 yards total. It might be fine. I don't know. I'm just a little scared. Because, yeah, between being short on the main color already and then whatever I have for the minis, plus you burn a little with all the ends, just not quite sure I'll make it. I love that it's so wide. Like, I think that'll be amazing to wear. But I'm like, Do I go back?
You need enough yarn. But you need enough yarn to finish it.
Well, that's the thing is, like, if it's super wide, and I do this to myself quite regularly, where I like knit something kind of to the width I want it. Like if I'm just making something up off the top of my head, I knit it to the width I want it, but don't factor in that like the wider it is, the shorter it's going to end up being.
Yeah.
You can run out of yarn. So I'm like, yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. So it's kind of been, I've kind of been holding it to think, do I want to keep going and just chance it and hope against hope that it all works out? Or should I stop, go back maybe to like here, and then shorten that last section up a bit or something? I don't know. Or like go back even a little bit further. I don't know. Adjust the numbers so it's not quite so wide. I don't know what to do. Or a third option is I was like, oh, maybe I'll go back on the Fria website and see if they still, because it was a discontinued base.
Oh, so see if they have one more.
There's a chance that there might still be one left if they didn't all sell out already. But if they did sell out, it means that there's nothing. I won't be able to replace it with anything exactly the same.
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever. It's on timeout.
Yeah.
Not on timeout. Sweet Lord, crochet hooks everywhere. This.
Another, so that's a new crochet project.
Yeah.
Not the same one. That's like, what happened to the one that was black? There was like a spearhead look like.
It's around. I haven't done anything with it. Mm-hmm. It's like, I had an idea in my head and it wasn't working out the way I wanted it to. Okay. And you know, like sometimes when you're designing, that's how it goes. Like you picture it in your head, but then you have to make the stitches translate into what you see in your brain. And sometimes it's like, I want to persevere and figure that out. And sometimes I like try it. And then I'm like, okay, this needs to go away for a while because I just can't think about it anymore. Or there's something else I'd rather be doing. And then I'm like, I don't have brain space for it anymore. So yeah, that's kind of backward, but I may use something that I'm using here to work that, because I think it'll,
okay.
And see, now that I've worked it out here, I think it'll work again there.
This is your own design as well?
Yeah. So I, Fria Fibers had a studio sale in their Etsy shop, which they do from time to time. So when they dye a colorway and there's a problem with it, not that I have any problem with it, but my guess would be that like the darker blips in the light color probably aren't supposed to be there.
Right.
So this is their vintage colorway. I feel like I can't really. It is kind of accurate. Like it's like a dusty pink color at the top and then going into like a mauvey kind of dusty purple color. And then it's going to get into more like pinks and then back to like a light pinker color. I don't know. Not really the best, but. And that's on their fingering weight, like single base. Anyway, so yeah, so they had a studio sale in their Etsy shop, which I totally stumbled into by accident. I followed them on Instagram and I didn't see an update saying that but I don't think I've seen any of their posts the last little while because stupid algorithms. Yeah, so I wasn't really intending to shop, but then I was like, studio sale. It means like all those colorways are totally one of a kind and they're never going to exist again, which is my kryptonite, as we have previously established. Anyway, so yeah, this came, it's called Vintage, and I just think it's so pretty. And so I started off, I found a stitch pattern that I wanted to play with. So it starts off with this diamond shape.
Okay.
And I kind of was going to keep going with the diamond shape, but then there was something else I wanted to mix in. I was like, well, maybe if I just stop and then start working along the long edge of the diamond so it goes this way, I'm like, that could make an interesting shape. I'm like, I'm not really sure. Like, I feel like it tells an interesting story right now. And I'm like, so what I'm picturing is like, when it is finished, it'll be a shawl like this, but you'll have like this double layer at the top. So it's like a little warmer and a little sturdier. Like I like that it kind of might stand up on its own.
So you'll join them or it's a shawl, sorry.
What? No, it's going to be a shawl. I think I'm just going to leave it as a shawl and keep it growing like that, flat, not join it like a cowl, but I guess I could. I don't know.
You could.
I don't know. Yeah. Just playing. So this was the other skein that I ordered from the studio sale. It's called Lichen.
Oh yeah, with the.
It's got like this chartreusey kind of acidy green. It almost has like a little bit of like maybe a brownie olivey color in it, but like it's like so bright. And normally I'm not like that kind of green person, but like it's like there's like a range of greens that I really don't have any feelings about either way. And then when they cross the line into being like a little too bright, a little too eyeball piercing, like neons and stuff, then I'm like, all right, I can get back on that green. Anyways, so that falls into that. It's a little too bright, a little too acidic. Yeah, I don't know. And then like the light color in the middle that's like gray, but with like a slight bluish tinge almost. And then obviously the dark charcoaly.
That's gorgeous.
I just think it would look really neat in that. But it's this one's the lace weight. I think it's merino nylon lace weight. And I'm like, it would be so like light and drapey.
Especially, yeah, that would be nice for crochet, because that's the one thing I don't love about crochet is how, like, for me anyway, it just feels too stiff. You know, like the stitches are just a bit, especially like the prettier the stitch pattern, the longer it seems like it is for me, and that just seems like more stiff. I love a blanket. Like I've made a couple blankets for my boys with crochet, and I love how stiff they are. Like I want it to be like heavy and you're like drowning underneath this blanket, but
and I think it's like it's the same as like everything else. Like there's like a time and a place and the right combination of factors. So it's like the right yarn with the right gauge. So you have to have the right needle size to get that drapiness. Like so for me, I know once this blocks, it's going to be more like how a DK weight shawl would wear, you know, like because it's fingering weight and it's that single ply, and I'm using like a 5mm hook. Actually, I'm using my Furls Crochet, their new Streamline hooks.
It's an interesting shape.
Yeah, their hooks are all supposed to be more aerodynamic, so it's supposed to fit a little bit nicer in your hand.
Aerodynamic?
Ergonomic?
Ergonomic? Yeah, I was like, are you flying through space with it?
Super fast. You cut the wind resistance as you work. It's supposed to be more ergonomic. But for me, it's like I find the neck is really long, and I tend to hold my hook down here. So it's like this part's probably wasted on me a little bit. But yeah, they have very beautiful hooks, many hooks that are handmade that are very expensive. So they're coming out with less expensive lines that have their same features. So they're smooth, they're ergonomic, So it's supposed to like cut down on hand fatigue and stuff like that. Anyways, so yeah.
I can't wait to test knit that or test crochet that.
Well, for this one, yeah, it's like 5mm hook with the fingering weight. Again, like because of the 3-dimensional nature of crochet stitches, it's translating kind of to like a DK weight, like that kind of thickness or that kind of feel of the fabric. And so that I'm like, I love a DK weight shawl, so that's perfect for me. But I also know when it blocks, it's going to open up really easy. So that's the other thing with like crocheted lace is that sometimes when you're working it, you're like, feel like all this lace is lost, and then you block it and it like blooms and it opens up and you can get way bigger, like the Fibre shawl, you can get way bigger like holes and eyelets that are smooth and beautiful compared to like sometimes when you knit very large eyelets, you end up having to do so many like knits and purls across that strand that it ends up like all bumpy underneath. And then, to me, it like takes away from that feature a little bit. Anyways, there's a time and a place for every craft.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm digging this crochet project.
I don't even care what the project is. I want to be the one to do something with that yarn.
Well, that was the one that was like...
Then I'll photograph it for you and be like, I don't know what happened to it. It's disappeared.
Well, you can buy the skein off me if you want.
Okay.
I didn't really have anything in mind for it. I just saw the colors and I was like, yeah, that needs to come home with me.
Honestly, if you'll let me buy it off you, then I will.
Okay.
And then I was just thinking, I
thought you were gonna say more there, and you're like,
I was afraid if I say more, then you're not gonna let me have it, because I want to use that for then now northbound knitting. A spice.
Yeah. Auspice?
Auspice. Spice. All spice.
All
spice. Right, because you're very auspicious.
I don't know. I'm assuming that's what the word is, like what the root of that word is. I might be wrong.
No, I think
that's how I read it though.
Auspice. My project will be all spice. Like
spice.
IAU hyphen spice. Exclamation point. Yeah. Done.
Okay. It'll be interesting for that one because then it'll be like green, gray, black. You know what I mean? I think. My guess is that you knit it this way.
Okay.
I don't care. It's your shawl. But like look up people's doodlers, the gradient doodler. I think it'll have that kind of shape to it. If anybody doesn't know, I guess it's not free anymore, so maybe that's just a tease.
Yeah. But okay, but then say what happened. Yeah.
So Northbound Knitting, I can't think of her real name.
Lisa Much. I don't know if it's Much or Munch. Much?
I think it's Much because it's MUTCH.
Right. I always think about that, but I never go and look it up.
Yeah. Lisa Much, the designer and dyer behind Northbound Knitting. So she has beautiful yarns. Actually, I have quite a bit of her merino silk DK, like a purpley speckled beautiful in my stash that I have to find something for. Anyway, so she releases new patterns very regularly, and one of them, the Auspice or Spice, however you choose to pronounce it, was one of her more recent ones, and she released it free for one day. I think it was only one day, right?
January 13th.
Yeah, I just happened to see it and tagged NalediS, and so we both were able to download it for free.
Hey, the day before, though.
Oh, right, yeah. I forgot about
I was like, again, it was working on my banana and thinking about future projects, and it was like, oh, did I have a yarn in mind for that? Yes, I did. We were talking about my Tannis, what?
We were going to do it with Mona Lisa.
Yeah, the Tannis yarn arrived, so I was like, what am I going to do with this stuff? And looking through for one skein projects, found that one, and was like, oh, this is what my Mona Lisa is going to be. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. My Mona Lisa was going to be that.
Whichever you prefer.
Either way, I want that yarn. I'm going to do a one skein shawl with that yarn that you just showed. And then, yeah, the next day you were like, did you know this was going to be coming up? Like, no, I was.
Well, yeah, it's because you sent it to me or you tagged me on it and said, I'm going to use this. Like, I want to use this for my Mona Lisa. And then it was, the very next day that I was like, did you know it was going to be free today? Because I partially asked you because I was thinking, did you already buy it? Like, if you already knew you really wanted to knit it, I was thinking, oh, maybe you bought it already and you're, whatever. Now you missed the chance to get it for free. Anyways, so we both decided that this once Banal Breeze is done, then that'll be our next sister Cal. So yeah, it's fun. I'm actually like enjoying the sister Cal thing. Not that I thought I wouldn't.
There was more to that though.
What?
Because I was gonna buy it anyway, and I got the download for free.
Oh yeah, I'm like forgetting all that.
And I've now downloaded like 3 of her shawls, I think, for free now, because after Christmas as well, she had a couple other one-day free downloads, and I'm like, thank you so much for doing that, and I'm so grateful that I keep catching them. Actually, it's thanks to you because you keep telling me about them. I do follow her too, but I don't know why her posts aren't coming up for me naturally. Anyway,
I have mine set to notify me.
Oh, okay, maybe that.
I don't think I do. It just, the more you look at someone's stuff and like it and engage it, then the more it will come up. Like the more the algorithms will put it into your feed. But.
Right. Okay. Anyhow, what? Oh, because I was already intending to pay for it, and I've got a couple other things for free, and I'm like, I do want to like contribute to this community and help it grow more. So I'm going to buy a pattern anyway, and we're going to gift it. Yeah. We'll like do it. I don't know. We haven't like decided if it's going to be like, we'll open up the knit along to everybody and then like, do random.
We'll figure it out. One word.
Yeah. However we do it. Either way, it's going to be gifted through the podcast.
Yeah.
A Lisa Much pattern. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Lisa Much. Your patterns are gorgeous. gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I haven't hit any of them yet, but I just love them.
There's a cool one that I really want to make. I think it's DK weight, and it's kind of like one side's more solid, and then the next side looks like maybe drop stitches or like double, triple yarn overs. Like it's really open. Like it's really interesting, kind of like, I don't know, big triangle-y shape. And I really want to make that one. Anyway, I feel like there's something else I was gonna say. Now I can't remember.
Happy Meal. What are we gonna call that?
I like Happy Meal. Yarn babies.
Well, I already heard someone else say yarn babies though.
You can call them whatever you want. I don't know.
Stash. I was gonna say something else inappropriate. I'm gonna do it anyway. Jason and I were talking yesterday about like, I was like, I know I don't have a lot of, technically I don't really bring in income. I guess I kind of do because like I get baby bonus for being home with the kids, whatever. But I was like, I need to have a budget for yarn. Like for one thing, like I need to have like a limit to how much I spend, but there also needs to be like, you and I agree that like I will be spending money on yarn. So he's like, that's fine. And I was like, oh yay, you really agree? Like you're gonna let me do this? And I don't know how somehow it came around to like, we can't have any more real babies, so we'll just have yarn babies together or something like that. So there's an agreement now. We won't have any more babies. We'll just have yarn babies together.
That works. Okay.
Did your Tannis come?
It's apparently coming today.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to check it actually because...
Well, while you're checking, then I'm going to show mine.
Okay, go ahead.
So excited. I think this came like the same day that we podcasted last week, didn't it?
I can't remember.
On the 12th. Yeah, it was Nana's birthday, actually. Whatever day of the week that was. Because that's when I was looking up One Skein projects. It's cashmere. It's so amazing. And this is the cashmere silk. No, this is just cashmere. Superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon. The purple label, Tannis Fibre Arts, Mona Lisa.
It's just like interesting how like each batch turns out so differently because like it looks so much darker than mine.
On the top here, and then if you turn it over,
yeah,
super light. I feel like when you see it,
yellowy.
What?
Like mine, just like the lighter colors looked more yellowy.
This is like a very creamy light gray. Yeah. I love it. It's so beautiful. Yeah, now I don't know which one's gonna be my allspice. Maybe this one. Help me find something then that would be a good One Skein project for the
other one?
Chartreusey one, yeah.
My shawl.
No, I don't want I don't know why I really want to like that. And I think
there's so many, I don't know.
The yarn that I was gonna use for my silver, it's cashmere as well that you gave to me.
Oh yeah, it's that Gauge Dye Works, the small batch.
I could do that for your crochet thing. That's what you were thinking originally.
Oh yeah, that's like totally scrapped that idea because it was so before I started crocheting that, I started crocheting something else. That's what I was thinking because it was supposed to be just like a crescent. Because that starts with the diamond and then goes this way. I don't know. It's like partially I think it would be interesting to see, but I also think it wouldn't work because the way that colorway is, it's like very short sections of color when you first start, and they're not really like a stripe. It's more like kind of broken up. So I'm like, it might be interesting, but it also like might kind of take away from that yarn. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like better like this where you have like longer chunks of a color. I don't know. I have to play with it. Anyways, what's that one?
Right. Oh yeah.
Oh, is that the gradient?
This is gradient. So this is I forgot to say this one was fingering weight, isn't it?
Yeah, purple label.
Laces. Yeah, fingering weight. This one is the DK weight 100%. Yeah, it's pure wash merino, isn't it? It's actually, she calls it 100% sustainable untreated merino, so this must be other Pure Wash label.
It's not Pure Wash, it's Blue Label, so it's like what they had before Pure Wash existed, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, anyway, gradient.
Yeah, that one I'm like really fascinated. I really want to see it like caked or something, because I'm like, I can't see, like, it's, if it's a gradient, it's very subtle.
It's very subtle, yeah, very like super. And in the wrong light, even for me right now, I'm like, oh, I can't even see. It looks just like a totally solid.
Yeah.
But in the right light, you can see that there is some like, differences to it. Okay, and then the last one, I love this one. Oh my gosh, so excited about it. This is Driftwood, the colorway. Yeah, that's not showing up well with the beautiful sunshine today.
And that the orange label one?
This is orange label, yeah. So that means it is 75% merino, 15% cashmere, and 10% silk.
Oh yeah, that'd be really nice. Is it single ply then, or no? It's plied.
No, it's plied.
Okay. I think for some reason I thought maybe red label was a single ply. For some reason I thought the orange label was a single ply. I was like, what are you going to make with a single ply worsted? But that's nice. I like that.
It's beautiful. And I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Not yet.
Something pretty.
Something beautiful.
It would be nice, like maybe a little cowl or kind of bandana cowl or something.
I don't know.
Like, because I just like with the cashmere and the silk, I'm like, I feel like that's something you want, like,
you want really
on your skin,
all
like
up in your business, right? All the time. Maybe not.
For some reason, you saying all up in your business made me think of that
vagina knitting.
Vagina knitting.
That won't happen.
I was like, I'm watching this because I like knitting and I'm fascinated by like people's different creative ideas. Like, what the actual? I was like, I can't even, like, I love my yarn, and there are some yarns in my stash that I'm like, I might give up.
Sleep in it.
I might like give up certain like basic necessities of life to keep this in my life, but I would never ever think I might just take that skein or that cake and just tuck it in there. Like, no, like don't do that.
Didn't show the rest of your Hue Loco because that came
later. Oh no, you're right, I didn't.
Yeah.
You want me to grab it? Last week.
Yeah.
Did you see this one already?
The Mallard Ducks Road Trip and Girls Night Out.
Girls Night Out. Okay, so that's this one. I couldn't remember if Girls Night Out or Clap Your Hands.
And I feel very Mr. Rogers right now.
Yeah, a little bit. So last week I had shown my Hue Loco from her Christmas update, the One Pot Wonders. So the same day, of course, that I picked up the package at the post office, later that day, the last two skeins arrived, which I was like,
where were you 3 hours ago?
So all that was in there, not all that was in there. What was in there was a second skein of Tortuga, because after I ordered the one,
right.
After I ordered the one, I was like, maybe I should go back and get a second one, because I just love sport weight. I just love sport weight a little bit more than I love fingering weight most of the time. And I thought, you know, if I wanted to make like a shawl or something a little bigger, then it would just be nice to have two, because I don't know that this is a colorway that will return. So I'm happy with that decision. One's a little bit lighter, one's a little bit darker for the parts that I can see, or it could just be the way they're skeined. But yeah, whatever I make, I'll probably have to like stripe them together. But yeah, I'm happy with that decision.
Cool.
And then the other one that came that I'm really excited about is this.
Cool.
So
what's that called?
Clap Your Hands.
It's called Clap Your Hands?
Clap Yo Hands.
Clap Yo Hands.
Clap Yo Hands. So this is different. So the other fingering weight ones I had gotten were the Phyllis sock, and this one's from Merino Spun. So it's 80-20 as opposed to, I think, 75-25. And it's a 2-ply high twist. So you can actually see that in the yarn. Yeah, it's like the pinks and the purples and some blues, and then these like crazy yellow and like a wee bit of brown. I just really liked it. And so it was like, I was like, oh, maybe I'll put it in my cart, but I don't know what I'm going to knit with it. But maybe I'll put it in my cart. And then I was like, no, don't do it. And then it's like 20 minutes later that's when I decided, oh, I should have got a second skeiner Tortuga. Now I might as well get Clap Your Hands while you're there. Oops. Anyways, I'm happy now that it's here.
Did you show your hedgehog yet? Oh, it's here. Okay.
Yeah, it is so freaking soft. Oh my gosh, I love this. Also, since we podcasted.
Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. And the blue and the beigey one could be something together.
So.
Or you could do something with all three together.
I should not, and I should never have shopped it. I just should not.
Oh yeah, you did have a plan for this, right?
Yeah. I'll try to pop in a picture if I can. Excuse me. I should never have shopped this update. It was like the most delightfully terrible decision ever. So this isn't all of what I ordered. This is just all I brought up. So I got these three because Beata just came out with, I think, 2 new patterns, or new to me. I haven't seen them before, and I feel like I looked at her patterns not that long ago. So all of her patterns are free, which I think is really cool, and you can get them all directly from her website. So one of her new patterns, the flying fringe is really cool. It's very high yardage, so I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go with that, and I'm not sure I'm a fringe girl. But all my stitches. So it is, I think, a sort of like a, might be an isosceles triangle.
I have to look.
Yeah, look it up. It's really cute.
It's cute
all
in my stitches.
Knit it. All my stitches, I believe it's called. It's really cute in the colors that she knit it, but I can see how like it would be really cute in like any color combination that you want. So when I was shopping the update, I was specifically shopping with that shawl in mind. Right. Which made me feel better about the fact that I was shopping, but it's like, I have lots of yarn.
And then what made you feel better about the rest of it then?
Shh. Stop talking. So the only reason I didn't bring up the other ones is because I bought 2 mini skeins of the Oracle colorway, which is kind of like pinks and yellows with a bit of darker purple. What?
I went to search all my stitches, but I searched all my yarn. Okay, go ahead.
There should be a shawl called All My Yarn. You just use your entire.
It should be a Stephen West design because he uses a lot of yarn, right?
Anyways, yeah. So the only reason I didn't bring up the rest of it, just because I didn't want to talk forever about hedgehog, but I bought 2 mini skeins in the Oracle colorway that I think I'm going to use with that Hedwig yarn that I got doing a swap with another yarner on Instagram, and then I bought. I don't know why. I was just like, I think I was laser focused on a certain color palette. Yes. But when you see it laid out flat, I feel like it makes more sense. Yes, that is it. Yes. So this is called Stone.
Oh, okay.
It's very like mostly solid, ever so slightly tonal, but like hardly at all color called Stone. This is Wish. So it's like obviously a pretty solid teal color.
Yeah.
And so the other 2 skeins that I ordered were her Cashmere Merino. They're a lace weight, and I literally ordered these 2 exact same colors. I don't know why. It's like I just had these colors in my brain, and then I put it in my cart, and then I checked, and then it came in the mail, and I was like, why did I order exactly the same 2 colors? Like, they look like this, except thinner and softer. I don't know why. Like, these are her sock base. So, yeah. So I'll go this. And then this one's called Salty Tails. So it's gray and it has the same kind of teal color flecked in there, but also with like some reddy browny color, a little bit of like fluorescence. So I need a 4th color and I couldn't decide. There was nothing in my stash. Everything in my stash was like too speckled, I feel like, to go beside this, like in how I wanted it. So I ended up going on Needle Emporium. I broke my streak, my 10 whole days of not buying yarn streak, and went on Needle Emporium, which is a shop in Ancaster, I believe. And she has a lot of hedgehog colorways.
Okay.
And bought one, well, I actually bought 2 more skeins, but one more for this that's going to go here.
It hasn't come yet.
Yeah, it's out for delivery today.
Okay.
It's like a super hot pink.
Wow.
It's going to look awesome.
That is going to look awesome.
I was humming and hawing again, trying to figure out. I was thinking about going purple. I was thinking about doing another something that fit into like the blue family or a darker gray. And the other colorway I ordered is called Concrete, and it's like darker gray, but with other colors kind of mixed in. So it would go okay beside this, but I think I want something bright. But the colorway that I ordered is called Sorry Not Sorry. I was like, that's pretty much how I feel about this shawl. But right. I should feel bad about this, but I really don't. Anyways, really excited to cast that on in the near future, but I got to get some other stuff off my needles because I'm trying not to go crazy on the whips.
Right.
I'm getting very distracted away from my make 9. So I gotta rein myself back in a little bit. But anyways, so yeah, so out for delivery today is all my Tannis. All the Tannis. And my new mug. And yeah, and those 2 skeins of hedgehog. Have I ever told you how much I love our mail carrier? She's like the cutest.
Oh, it's a lady. Okay, it sounded like a deeper voice, so I was like, oh my god, Tamu.
The funny thing is, I completely have not lost weight. So since I stopped teaching, because I'm not teaching like I was,
right?
Like classes outside my house, I'm not moving as much as I was.
Yeah, I know.
So I haven't gained like a ton of weight, but I can see how like my body's just changing shape. So it's not so much that I've like, I think, I weighed myself this morning, but I weighed myself like after I ate breakfast. So I think I was up like 2 or 3 over the last time I weighed myself. But it's that I've completely changed shape. So like my generally a bit more muscular legs are starting to like slim down, but my belly is like softening up again. Like, so she's like, you look like you've lost weight. I was like, that's shit. That is BS.
Yeah. What do you have?
Oh, what don't I have?
Wait, who's it from? The Tannis?
This one's guy, both of them are here.
Wow.
This is all the Tannis. It's as big as my head. It's bigger than my head.
Bigger.
They taped this in case it had to be, I don't know what, thrown to my house from the post office. Ta-da! Okay, so, whoop, original.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
I really like, okay, because I was thinking like, ooh, fluorescent pink with that like first color. I was thinking that's gonna, like, you're getting away from like the same tones and families and whatever, but that goes really nicely all together.
I was smart.
Okay.
I think after I'd already ordered it, but whatever. I grayscaled it. So I took the picture from the website, which I was like, I know won't maybe be as the exact same like lighting and whatever as like me taking my picture, but I took a picture of these 3 sitting next to each other and took a picture of this one, or like took the picture from the website of this one and then put them all in grayscale like that to see how it would show up. So it's like,
I just learned about that this week.
I had learned about it before, but I don't remember to use it very often because most of the time I'm just like, I just want to put together the colors I want to put together, you know?
Right.
And I don't really do, like if I did things like color work where it really would matter, then I would probably take more time to like, you know, do things like that. But most of the time I'm like, I don't care. But definitely no more yarn for the foreseeable future.
For the rest of the month, maybe.
No, like, what did I say before? Until my make 9 is done?
So when I do order the sweater quantity of yarn for Jason, don't tell you.
I don't want to know.
Sweet.
Unless you're ordering presents, and then I'll tell you what colors I want. But like, I'm not purchasing anywhere yet.
Right.
Like you can never open something fast enough when you're excited, and I'm trying not to cut any skeins like I've already done this year.
I'm equally as excited about this one because some of it could be for me.
True story.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the crystal because I can't remember what that looks like.
All right, well, let's start with that.
Yeah.
This is, this is crystal. It's like, the base of it, I would say, is like pale, maybe slightly peachy, slightly yellowy, like in the natural sections. I'm never going to be able to get a good picture of it. And then like, very like neon Easter party is what I see. Like funfetti cake with like neon sprinkles in it. It's kind of pretty.
It is pretty, but I'm like, yeah, what was I thinking with it though?
Well, and this is the thing is I think some of the pictures versus some of the batches like look a little different.
Yeah.
Definitely in the picture from the website, like I still have it.
Just more poppin' for me or something.
Well, so the picture that I screenshotted, there was definitely like, however that particular skein was skeined, there was like a section that was like way more concentrated, whereas like at least what I can see of this, the speckles are pretty spread out, like not in a bad way, but it's just a little bit different than what I even was picturing it as. I think it's very pretty.
I think it's gorgeous, and I think it would be a beautiful, like, summery,
it'd be a good
nice occasion shawl. What?
It'd be a good like one skein something.
Mm-hmm. Like something really delicate and open and airy, and that it would be beautiful. I was like, I'm just surprised. Yeah. Not what I was expecting, but I'm still very happy with that. It's beautiful.
Purple label, so it's really soft.
Oh yeah, can't wait to rub my face all over that. Can't wait to get that up in my business.
Please don't put that in.
Don't do that to Tannis's cashmere.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So this is the Mona Lisa.
Right. What did you blue? Which means what?
Either it got packaged wrong or I misread my thing, but I'm pretty sure I ordered the Cosmic Blue label.
Oh yeah.
It have sparkle in it. I'm not really complaining, but I'm just surprised. Anyways, this looks completely different than the Mona Lisa that I had before. Like it might be the same colorways and just how they strike on different bases, but
yes, the bases, it's amazing. That is like so muted.
Well, it's very gray, and like this, it's like I can get why it was called Mona Lisa kind of from this. Like
hold it up a bit more. Yeah, because this doesn't speak Mona Lisa to me at all, but that may be a bit more. Because the Mona Lisa painting is a bit like, I don't want to say muddy is not the right word, but it's like not.
The colors are more muted. Even in the other ones that I have, it's like I could get that like the yellowy tone to the gray. It's like you could get that like vintagey old painting piece to it. Yeah.
I might just sleep on this tonight. Like I just want to hold this in my hands. And I haven't been taking it out of the bag because I'm like, I don't want cat hair or anything on it yet. It's going to be covered in cat hair, but I'm just like.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm surprised it's not the Cosmic Blue label because I'm pretty sure that's what I ordered, but.
You have to go back to the pictures you took.
Well, I will probably do that later.
You're not going to complain though. You're just going to keep it.
Yeah. I'm not really like, I'm not someone who's like, I need to have stellina in my yarn or I need to have sparkle in my yarn. So I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. It's still usable to me. And this is the Aquarelle. Right. Also on the blue label. So blue label is just 80/20 sock yarn. So I really like this one. I feel like it doesn't, you know, obviously photographs always have like a bit of once they're enhanced or whatever, something about them like always makes the yarn look like it has a sheen. It doesn't quite have a sheen like I was hoping, but it's still really like pretty colors.
It's neat because the olive and my caramel have that like sheen, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to knit my abalone in the caramel because of that sheeniness. But you're right, like some of them, like the gradient, I think I also thought that was going to be a bit more sheeny.
Yeah.
You wonder if it's like partly just like the chemicals in the dye or something like that, like maybe.
I think it's just photography, you know, like it just.
But I'm saying the olive and the caramel actually have that.
But your gradient's on a different base. Those are on the pure wash, and the pure wash does have a smoother.
Oh, okay.
To it, you know, like.
But my prism didn't have that sheeniness to it, and it's also pure.
How you can see the halo on here?
Yeah, you can.
That would like distract, like it would take your eye away from any sheen in the yarn, right?
Oh, okay.
Hitting that halo. Whereas the pure wash, there is a little bit of a halo, but it's much finer. Like when you look at them really close up, this has like a really kinked halo. The strands are really kinky, whereas like everything's much more straight.
But I'm saying my prism was also, and it didn't.
Prism.
Yeah, I turned them into the blueberry waffle sauce.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Anyway,
so that's what I was thinking. I wondered if it was partly the dyes.
Yeah.
No way. Whatever. Anyway,
this one's Silent Movie, so it's just various tones of gray speckle with a natural base, which is like just good. I like having those kind of neutrals in to mix with things like, you know, you could put it with anything. Oh, you had a yarn? I think you got yarn near your, like, where your microphone is or something like that.
on the table.
I don't know where my microphone is. Is that better?
Yeah, because I was like, it kind of sounded muffled, and then you moved that one, and
no, it might be on the side there. I can't really see it. I don't know. Yeah. So silent movie. Where am I gonna put this stuff?
Just keep throwing it beside the laptop. Is perfect. Just keep doing that. Yes.
And then this is the one I was really excited about. Neon Rosebud.
Right.
Purple label and like just various tones of like pink speckles and some black and some yellow. And like some of the speckles are really hard. Some of them are like this where they're like more bled out and soft. Oh, it's just so pretty.
Do you have a plan for that one?
I was thinking like, I don't know, either some kind of big shawl-y type thing or I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna probably just
do that.
Make it into earrings, just like around my face all the time. Yeah. Or like, earmuffs. Just put like a headband through it. It's a good look. Yeah. Anyways, and that's that. I have a lot of yarn around me. I'm surrounded by my indiscretions. Well, most of the time they come.
And he comes home for lunch right now.
Jesus God. I would have to run. Right? If I heard the door right now, I'd be like, at least shove them into one bag so that I could like make it not as obvious. Not good. Oh. I think it's just like a mutual understanding we have that like we just don't talk about it. Right. Don't ask, don't tell.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, it's usually if he asks a question about it, I'm like, don't ask questions you don't actually want the answer to. Like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know what I bought this month, week, day. You don't want to know
that. All right. Is there anything else for us to say?
Nope. I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to Len's Mill before you come next so that I can hopefully get some jump rings because I really want to play around with those shrinky dinks. I've been thinking about it a lot lately for some reason. I don't even know if Len's Mill will have what I want, but just because I'm like a bit picky after using so many different handmade stitch markers, I'm a little bit picky because I taped this in case it had to be, I don't know what, thrown to my house from the post office. Ta-da! Okay, so, whoop, original.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Ah! That's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
I really like, okay, because I was thinking like, ooh, fluorescent pink with that like first color. I was thinking that's gonna like you're getting away from like the same tones and families and whatever, but that goes really nicely all together.
I was smart.
Okay.
I think after I'd already ordered it, but whatever. I grayscaled it. So I took the picture from the website, which I was like, I know won't maybe be as the exact same like lighting and whatever as like me taking my picture, but I took a picture of these three sitting next to each other and took a picture of this one, or like took the picture from the website of this one and then put them all in grayscale like that to see how it would show up. So it's like,
I just learned about that this week.
I had learned about it before, but I don't remember to use it very often because most of the time I'm just like, I just want to put together the colors I want to put together, you know?
Right.
And I don't really do, like if I did things like color work where it really would matter, then I would probably take more time to like, you know, do things like that. But most of the time I'm like, I don't care. So when I did that though, obviously this has like a very dark value and the stone and this have like pretty well the same value, and then this was slightly darker.
Okay.
So it was like, you know, these two are the lightest, this is like medium light, and then this is like quite dark when you see
I wasn't even thinking about grayscale. I don't know if maybe this is related to that, but I thought you were like talking about neon fluorescent pink, like
oh, like really, it's like fluorescent fuchsia, maybe.
It's more fuchsia-ish. Anyways,
but highlighter pink. It's like highlighter pink purple kind of, because you can see a bit of like the tonal, like a bit of purpliness in there.
It's like a mature fluorescent or something.
Yeah.
So it goes well with
that too, right? Like when you're looking at a picture online, sometimes things come in the mail and then you're like, oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Anyways, I'm just like so stoked to knit that, and I love that it's called Sorry Not Sorry. Just like, and I really love that song. You need to look up that song by Demi Lovato.
Okay, I'll look up that song.
And then I like sing myself.
Listen to Nomad by Walk Off the Earth.
Right.
I will send it to you.
And then this is the concrete colorway, and definitely different than what it looked like online. So I'm really glad that I didn't just order this, because this is not, I would never put this with this, because like the gray that's in it is too blue. The pinks are too muted. Actually, these colors
I feel like all
exactly with the Yarn Enabler minis.
Oh, okay. But I feel like that will go well with the rest of that shawl you're doing on the end. Yeah.
Like it matches this color palette. Exactly. This is my brain.
Hey, if you run out of, when you run out of yarn, you just finish it with that thing.
I'll use some of this. Sorry, what did you say? What was
that will go so nicely though with at the end of that shawl.
The Sorry Not Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, especially because it's like there's speckles in here that I think match with that, and like, yeah, I'm a smitten kitten. But definitely no more yarn for the foreseeable future.
For the rest of the month, maybe.
No, like, what did I say before? Until my make 9 is done?
So when I do order the sweater quantity of yarn for Jason, don't tell you.
Don't want to know.
Sweet.
Unless you're ordering presents, and then I'll tell you what colors I want. But like, I'm not purchasing any more yarn.
Right.
Like you can never open something fast enough when you're excited, and I'm trying not to cut any skeins like I've already done this year.
I'm equally as excited about this one because some of it could be for me.
True story.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the crystal because I can't remember what that looks like.
All right, well, let's start with that.
Yeah.
This is this is crystal. It's like the base of it, I would say, is like pale, maybe slightly peachy, slightly yellowy, like in the natural sections. I'm never going to be able to get a good picture of it. And then like very like neon Easter party is what I see. Like funfetti cake with like neon sprinkles in it. It's kind of pretty.
It is pretty, but I'm like, yeah, what was I thinking with it though?
Well, and this is the thing is I think some of the pictures versus some of the batches like look a little different.
Yeah.
Definitely in the picture from the website, like I still have it.
Just more poppin' for me or something.
Well, so the picture that I screenshotted, there was definitely like, however that particular skein was skeined, there was like a section that was like way more concentrated, whereas like at least what I can see of this, the speckles are pretty spread out, like not in a bad way, but it's just a little bit different than what I even was picturing it as. I think it's very pretty.
I think it's gorgeous, and I think it would be a beautiful, like, summery,
it'd be a good
occasion shawl. What?
It'd be a good like one skein something.
Mm-hmm. Like something really delicate and open and airy, and that it would be beautiful. I was like, I'm just surprised. Yeah. Not what I was expecting, but I'm still very happy with that. It's beautiful.
Purple label, so it's really soft.
Oh yeah, can't wait to rub my face all over that. Can't wait to get that up in my business.
Please don't put that in.
Don't do that to Tannis's cashmere.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So this is the Mona Lisa.
Right. What did you blue? Which means what?
Either it got packaged wrong or I misread my thing, but I'm pretty sure I ordered the Cosmic Blue label.
Oh yeah.
It have sparkle in it. I'm not really complaining, but I'm just surprised. Anyways, this looks completely different than the Mona Lisa that I had before. Like it might be the same colors, and just how they strike on different bases, but
yes, the bases, it's amazing. That is like so muted.
Well, it's very gray, and like this is like I can get why it was called Mona Lisa kind of from this. Like
hold it up a bit more. Yeah, because this doesn't speak Mona Lisa to me at all, but that may be a bit more. Because the Mona Lisa painting is a bit like, I don't want to say muddy is not the right word, but it's like not.
The colors are more muted. Even in the other ones that I have, it's like I could get that like the yellowy tone to the gray. It's like you could get that like vintagey old painting piece to it. Yeah.
I might just sleep on this tonight. Like I just want to hold this in my hands. And I haven't been taking it out of the bag because I'm like, I don't want cat hair or anything on it yet. It's going to be covered in cat hair, but I'm just like.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm surprised it's not the Cosmic Blue label because I'm pretty sure that's what I ordered, but.
You have to go back to the pictures you took.
Well, I will probably do that later.
You're not going to complain though. You're just going to keep it.
Yeah. I'm not really like, I'm not someone who's like, I need to have Stellina in my yarn or I need to have Sparkle in my yarn. So I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. It's still usable to me. And this is the Aquarelle. Aquarelle?
Right.
Also on the Blue label. So Blue label is just 80/20 sock yarn. So I really like this one. I feel like it doesn't, you know, obviously photographs always have like a bit of, once they're enhanced or whatever, something about them like always makes the yarn look like it has a sheen. It doesn't quite have a sheen like I was hoping, but it's still really like pretty colors.
It's neat because the olive and my caramel have that like sheen, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to knit my abalone in the caramel because of that sheeniness. But you're right, like some of them, like the gradient, I think I also thought that was going to be a bit more sheeny.
Yeah.
You wonder if it's like partly just like the chemicals in the dye or something like that, like maybe.
I think it's just photography, you know, like it just.
But I'm saying the olive and the caramel actually have that.
But your gradient's on a different base. Those are on the pure wash, and the pure wash does have a smoother.
Oh, okay.
To it, you know, like.
But my prism didn't have that sheeniness to it, and it's also pure.
How you can see the halo on here?
Yeah, you can.
That would like distract, like it would take your eye away from any sheen in the yarn, right?
Okay.
Hitting that halo. Whereas the pure wash, there is a little bit of a halo, but it's much finer. Like when you look at them really close up, this has like a really kinked halo. The strands are really kinky, whereas like everything's much more straight.
But I'm saying my prism was also, and it didn't.
Prism.
Yeah, I turned them into the blueberry waffle sauce.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Anyway,
so that's what I was thinking. I wondered if it was partly the dyes.
Yeah.
No way. I don't know. Anyway,
this one's Silent Movie, so it's just
right.
Various tones of gray speckle with a natural base, which is like just good. I like having those kind of neutrals in to mix with things like, you know, you could put it with anything.
Oh, you had a yarn. I think you got yarn near your like where your microphone is or something like that on the table.
I don't know where my microphone is. Is that better?
Yeah, because I was like, it kind of sounded muffled, and then you moved that one, and
I don't know. It might be on the side there. I can't really see it. I don't know. Yeah. So Silent Movie. Where am I gonna put this stuff?
Just keep throwing it beside the laptop. Is perfect. Just keep doing that. Yes.
And then this is the one I was really excited about. Neon Rosebud.
Right.
Purple label and like just various tones of like pink speckles and some black and some yellow. And like some of the speckles are really hard. Some of them are like this where they're like more bled out and soft. Oh, it's just so pretty.
Do you have a plan for that one?
I was thinking like, I don't know, either some kind of big shawl-y type thing or I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna probably just
just do that.
Make it into earrings, just like on my face all the time. Right. Or like, earmuffs. Just put like a headband through it. It's a good look. Yeah. Anyways, and that's that.
It's wonderful chatting with everybody again. Once again.
Oh, hopefully we haven't tempted you to make any yarn purchases, but
I see we have a new member in our group from like a week ago. I'm not really sure how this works. Like, do we like say, hey, thanks for joining us, like when people come in?
Okay.
Okay. I might do that then.
Sure.
And if you're watching right now, I'm sorry, I don't know the name. I can't remember. I can't commit this to memory.
I thought I don't get like a notification. I thought I set it up to be like watched thread, so I thought I would got a notification.
I wonder if that's possible for me to do that as well. If you're watching this, welcome. Oh. I'm very happy to have you. I'm going to send you a message. Maybe we should just do like another message and get everyone engaged again. All 5 of us.
5 of us.
Yes. Yeah, I appreciate you that you joined our group. It pleases me. I like it. I know. I don't know how to say like how to say it. I just like enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
All right. Well.
Okay.
Check you later.
Talk to you later, people. Yarn on, people. Yarn happy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.